Hi there, welcome to one of the latest updates in the Slater case. In recent time, post-actions by Rocky, Slater's mother, known as Debbie Duncan, has broken her silence and given her thoughts and reactions to Rocky's behaviour, in which recently he documented and posted to, I believe, Snapchat of him on holiday in Tenerife and staying at the same Airbnb which linked to the Slater case in the first place and where Rocky was once at with Qasim. In terms of the analysis, what I've already done on that, you can check it out, top right corner where the eye symbol is up there. But his actions may mimic or could be interpreted as playing with fire and playing mind games, taunting people, taunting the victim's family, etc. And as for Debbie herself, she is skeptical and wondering why they'd be doing that. So join me today as we take a closer look at her full response and some additional details too, with a full article analysis. So you can find this article by Daily Record, and the title is Jay Slater's mum furious as pal films bizarre video at scene of teen's death. Now, when it regards to as a pal, you think of which friend? Lucy or Brad? No, we're talking about Rocky, and I didn't think Rocky was considered a true friend to Jay because met as strangers, didn't have much time to bond, and even if considered a casual friend or more so an acquaintance, if you were to be deemed as a friend, are you that much of a friend for letting Jay just walk away like that? So the titling is a little bit dodgy, but below here, subheading Jay Slater's heartbroken mum, Debbie Duncan, has blasted pal Stefan Rocky Rocas as sick over his latest stunt in Tenerife, where her son died in summer 2024. So it's a fairly recent article, but maybe at the same day as Rocky's post, or at least the one we've analysed. It's an old photo there, Debbie on the left. Jay Slater's devastated mum has blasted the video filmed outside the remote cottage where the teen was last spotted. Debbie hit out after Rocky posted the bizarre clip on social media, sparking fury online. Rocas, who has now returned to Tenerife, where Jay died in June last year, filmed the 9-second video outside the holiday rental in Mesca, the rugged mountain area where the 19-year-old vanished, and made a reference to it being a nice view. Wearing a West Ham top, Rocas pans across the same view Jay saw before disappearing, adding only the caption "views" with fire and mountain emojis. Fire meaning it's good, it's hot, it looks great. But is it really, when you can familiarise yourself with what was over that way and what had happened not that long ago? Is there a conscience? Was there any emotions expressed? I guess not. Jay Slater's family leave Preston Coroner's Court. There must have been an image attached. The video appeared less than 6 weeks after Rocas refused to give evidence at Jay's inquest, which recorded a verdict of accidental death. Attempts to serve him with a witness summons failed as he repeatedly declined to take part. I'm guessing, from my memory, Ayub did participate. So for one to participate and the other one to refuse, it seems a bit unusual, because are they in on it together, or is one in on it, the other one's clueless, and Rocky is the one showing resistance? A very unusual situation, because surely Rocas would know something at least for a little bit of closure, just to fulfill up to a certain point, but just by outright refusing to give evidence at Jay's inquest, it doesn't help the family, it doesn't help with the closure aspect. And when there's a level of resistance in declining to take part, if you care that much, then you would participate or at least make an attempt and try to. But it seems like no effort was made here. But if you are truly innocent and you have nothing to hide, then you might as well provide the evidence that you have or know of. It should be that simple, but it's been made more difficult, or at least the stubborn behaviour has. Whenever there is resistance, there is a possibility that the individual is hiding something from other people. They don't want anyone to know about it. But they themselves have to testify or go through with something or speak out, share their knowledge, and they're not willing to. It's as if they want to keep what they know and what they've seen locked down in their head, in their mind, because Either they're too afraid to reveal it because it might expose themselves, it might expose another person and they're trying to protect, or they're in danger themselves. Maybe in this case more so, people would argue and say maybe Rocky is the problem and he's not helping in any way by, refusing. So on top of that as well, if you're not willing to assist and you're not willing to give evidence to help in general, you want to be the opposite of helpful, but you still want to go back to the place where Jay Slater died nearby and you're in the presence of at that Airbnb. It really is like kicking someone when they're already down, right? I mean, as well, documenting it, publicizing it online, it feels like it's rubbing salt in the wound that, you know what, Jay's no longer here. I might have evidence as Rocky, but I'm not going to give you anything. I'm going to refuse. But by the way, I'm going to go back on holiday, have a good time, and have a good time in the same area where your son passed away at. It does sound really dark, right? Depends how you interpret it. You can let me know in the comment section below if you agree or not. But we've seen this image before, near the Airbnb, Monday, and it's regarded as views, great views in his mind. 9-second video was posted on social media Saturday, and the man has faced a further backlash for the video. One social media follower wrote, "What you trying to prove, Rocky? This is bad taste," whilst another added, "This is a bit sick." Our community members. Moving on, in response to the video, Jay Slater's mum, Debbie Duncan, said, "What is Rocky trying to do? Rub our noses in it? Why has he even gone back there? What for? What's he trying to prove? I don't understand it." Now, at the end of the day, if Rocky was simply going back out there to go on holiday because they had time, they wanted to, okay. But to go to the same exact location, stay at the same exact building and record it and publicize it online, it's as if they know exactly what they're doing. If they're doing it in a manipulative way to gain traction for their own, if they've got a business or they've got a social media following, try and drive traffic. Bad publicity is like good publicity, it just drives traffic your way. If they're doing that to benefit, some kind of publicity stunt, or they're genuinely doing it in darker ways to, I guess, annoy people, frustrate people, rub it in the face, like how Debbie says herself. What's this of? Oh yeah, this is him wearing his shirt, the West Ham one. Shows Stefan dressed, yeah. And then Debbie says, "I would love to ask him some questions, but I can't as the inquest is over and it's all done. But I really would like to know why he's back there. I hope people start asking questions of him. The last year has been hell for us." And then it just gives a little bit of a backstory. Jay, invited to the Airbnb last summer by Rockers and convicted drug dealer Ayub, 31. Apprentice bricklayer spent the night with them at the property before vanishing. Body found nearly a month later in a steep gorge by rescue teams and a ravine. Do we have anything new here? Mrs. Duncan expressed her fury at the new clip sharing the remote countryside in which her son disappeared. She suggested Stefan, Rocky, is trying to rub our noses in it around 14 months after the tragedy. Unlike Stefan, Ayub did appear for the inquest at Preston Crown Court. Speaking in relation to Stefan, Coroner Dr. James Adderley had said he is doing this of his own volition. As he is abroad, I cannot compel him to give evidence. It is understood police attempted to serve Stefan with a witness summons at several addresses in London and Manchester, but were unable to locate him. So it makes you think, if Ayub was willing to participate besides the likes of Rocky, could there show a bit of a detachment between the two? Or do both of them know something, but one is willing to give evidence, the other one isn't? Or could there be a split as in one knows and the other one has no clue and is oblivious? But if an individual is abroad or they can't be got a hold of that easily, are they trying to dodge and avoid it on purpose, or are they just simply busy with life? You could interpret it in a suspicious way and that would be understandable. But, just refusing to give evidence makes you sound like an unhelpful, uncooperative individual. And if you're truly innocent and there's nothing to hide, then there should be no resistance. And in some ways, if you want to get over and done with so you can just move forwards in life, whether that be to clear your head, your mind, so you can move on forwards, then you would try and cooperate as soon as possible. In this situation, it doesn't seem to be the case. So whilst, yes, you can question and look at Ayub and body language and if he slips up or if he said questionable stuff in the past, what about Rocky? I'm sure there have been some people online that have said about Rocky, his snappy responses at times and defensive at other moments. And if a person does get a little bit too defensive, that can be the self-defense mechanisms kicking in within, as in a form of pushing people away, pushing people back, whether that be verbal aggression, a slight tone of voice change, because people are either getting too close to the truth or asking the right questions, which that person does not want to answer. And when it comes to the official situation where you're supposed to give evidence, maybe that was too much for Rocky. So it was like the flight mechanic running away, hiding away. But then again, having the audacity to record, document, and be out there at that Airbnb and publicly post it without shame, whilst technically you could say they're hiding at times, the documenting where they are at that moment though, later. I'm here, I'm at the place, the location. What does Rocky gain from it? Maybe traction to his social media following and all that, if that's the plan. But what else was the motive behind posting it, long term or short term? You can let me know why you think he did what he did as for motives. You can also let me know why you think he didn't want to give evidence as well, despite Ayub complying. Be sure to drop a comment down below. If you are interested in any additional true crime cases, mysteries, you'll be able to find the full playlist of them located top right corner screen up there. If you want to hype the video just to spread that awareness so the case is kept somewhat alive and there's a bit of traction and movement and then there's new discussions that can follow, feel free to do that, that'll be appreciated. And if you want to hit the like button and share, that's also appreciated. My name's Wallite Raf. Thanks for watching and your patience. Goodbye for now.